After what you're about to hear today, the word prison will feel like a massive understatement. This is Sednaya Military Prison in Syria, located on the isolated slopes of Mount Kalamun, 30 kilometers north of Damascus, a fortress of shadows designed in the shape of a fan, ensuring that prisoners in one wing are completely oblivious to the horrors occurring in the others. Surrounded by towering walls, watchtowers, and a grid of surveillance cameras, anyone who dares to even approach is instantly neutralized. This is the place Amnesty International officially branded the human slaughterhouse. Built in 1987, it became known as the Red Prison, a grim reference to the blood spilled within its walls. While the main wings hold political dissidents, the true nightmare lies beneath. Deep underground, there are labyrinths and sublevels that even some staff don't fully know. People vanish here for the simplest reasons. A man could be arrested while drinking tea for a casual remark against the regime, or for a sarcastic social media post. They disappear into these catacombs for 40 years, forgotten by time. Beside it sits the White Prison for military court-martials, but Sednaya as a whole remains under the absolute grip of military intelligence and the Ministry of Defense, beyond the reach of any civil law. The recent fall of the regime has unmasked a reality that the human mind can barely process. Sednaya isn't just a prison. It's a mass grave for the living. Surveillance footage recently revealed prisoners still trapped in deep, oxygen-deprived tunnels, levels so deep that rescuers are struggling to reach them. There is an entire underground city of the disappeared. Desperate families and activists have even offered rewards of up to $100,000 for anyone who can navigate these secret hatches and save those inside before they suffocate or starve. While some elders, women, and children have emerged from the upper cells after decades, they represent only 10 to 20% of the souls believed to be buried in the depths. Inside, survival was a daily miracle. A single meal, a rotten tomato, or a handful of lentils with moldy bread was often withheld as a form of torture. With no toilets in the cells, prisoners were forced to use plastic bottles for their waste, sometimes being driven by extreme thirst to drink from them. One of the most horrific execution methods was the electric press, a machine designed to crush a human body until the bones shatter and the person is flattened like a sheet of paper, weighing no more than 5 kilograms. A drainage system was built beneath this press specifically to collect the blood. Due to the staggering number of deaths, they created salt rooms, vast chambers filled with rock salt, where bodies were stacked to prevent rapid decomposition in the absence of morgues. A survivor named Abdullah recounts a chilling moment from 2017. While being moved for trial, his foot sank into a pile of salt. Deprived of salt for over 2 years, he instinctively grabbed a handful to eat. But as the dim light hit the corner, his blood froze. He saw 4 or 5 bodies of young men buried in that very salt. Abdullah and others were forced to bag these salted bodies in black plastic to be sent to Tishreen Military Hospital, where fake death certificates were issued before they were dumped in mass graves. The brutality knew no bounds. A female survivor describes being kept in a doghouse, a space so cramped she had to crawl on all fours and bark like a dog just to get food. Another man, covered in open wounds, was thrown into the salt room for 2 days. so the salt would eat his flesh while he was still alive. Mohammed, detained in 2011, describes cells so crowded that prisoners slept standing up. Mass hangings were common. They would hang up to 15 people at a time just to keep up with the quota of death. Before the guards fled, reports suggest one final act of cruelty, cutting off the electricity and oxygen to the underground levels, leaving thousands to suffocate. While fake AI videos circulate online, the truth spoken by the survivors of Sednaya is far more terrifying than any fiction. Be careful what you go looking for in the dark. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.